Hey guys, welcome to another Sunday school video. I know it's probably daytime as you're watching this, but it's a really nice night out. Got like a crescent moon going on. It's pretty nice. Sitting outside on the church, just sitting on the stairs. Just thought it'd be fun to do it outside with on such a nice night. And especially as the weather starts getting warmer, just gotta start taking advantage of that. And I spent a lot of time inside, which is really bad. So just needed to, get outside for a bit. Well, speaking of outside, one of the coolest things for me as a kid would be in the winter time, which I know we're coming out of, and we'd go out to go to school in the morning, right? And it's cold, so you get in the car, and the engine's still warming up, so there's like no heat or anything, so the air's really cold. So when you breathed, there was like this smoke that would like come out of your mouth. It was just, I don't know why, but that was just the coolest thing when I was a kid. And I know I'm saying when I was a kid, but honestly, come on, it's still cool, okay? It's still really cool. But that was something that I thought of as like being like, wow. I don't know how that works scientifically, but that is just awesome. So we just do it in the car like all the time until the heat came on, and it kind of distracted us from the fact that it was, so cold. Anyway, guys, our passage today is James chapter 4, and we're going to start in verse 13. And it's a short passage. We're only going to verse 17, so it won't take us very long to get through it. Hopefully you'll see how this whole breath thing comes into play as we read this. So, starting in verse 13, it says, "Now listen, you who say, 'Today or tomorrow we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business and make money.' Why, you do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, 'If it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that.' As it is, you boast and brag. All such boasting is evil. Anyone then who knows the good he ought to do and doesn't do it sins." So guys, in this passage, James likens our life to mist that is here for a little while and then just dissipates. It vanishes. Compared to the eternity of God's existence, our lives on this earth really is just a blip. Not even a blip, it's like half a blip. All right, it really is like this mist that comes out of our breath in the morning and then just disappears as if it was never there to begin with. That is our life. And yet, we go through life constantly, every day, thinking, you know what? I think maybe tomorrow I'll work on that project, or I'll start studying this next week, or I'll start working on my prayer life in a month or two, when school's done. We put things off as if we have all of this time, and we just don't know. Nobody knows if they have tomorrow. Nobody knows if they have another hour of life. God could take me like that. I might not even finish this video, to be honest. Hopefully I will. If you're watching this, obviously I did. But the point of this passage is that we don't know what tomorrow holds. And we don't know how long we have on this earth. And at the very end, he says, anyone then who knows the good he ought to do and doesn't do it, sins. And so the idea here is just to take the time that we have seriously, to not take it for granted, because we really don't know how much time we have left. And I don't say that to scare you or make you feel bad or to make you anxious about the next couple of hours or the next couple of days or whatever. But at the same time, I say that to encourage you to take advantage of the time that you have now. Don't keep putting stuff off. If there are things that you need to work on in your life, such as a prayer life or reading the Bible more consistently, if you know that you have these things that you need to work on, take the time to do it now. Don't put it off until later, because you don't know how much time you have left. And honestly, guys, I'm in the boat with you. I make these excuses all the time. I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it next time. Earlier this week, I did my morning Wawa routine. I went to Wawa, got some coffee, and as I was sitting in my car, this guy pulls in next to me and puts his seat back immediately and just starts taking a nap. Car's running, he's taking a nap. And so I finally get out of my car to actually go into Wawa and get my coffee. I was kind of sitting in the car for a bit. And as I get out, I realize that his back tire is completely flat. And it's not even it just went flat. There was this massive hole in it, and the tires were so worn, it looks like he's been driving around on that tire for a long time. And so as I go in and get my coffee, and I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, man, that guy's he probably needs a little bit of money or something just to get a new tire. And I kept making up excuses for why I didn't have to worry about it, why it wasn't my problem, why I didn't need to be the one to offer him some money, or even just take him across the street to the auto parts store that was across the street and say, hey, I'll buy you a new tire. I just kept making up reasons why I could do it the next time I came across this kind of a thing. I fell into the trap of boasting about tomorrow that James is warning about here. I may never see that guy again. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he got a new tire, if he just drove off with what he had. But there was something good I could have done in that moment, and I chose not to. I really regret that decision. James doesn't want us to have those kinds of regrets. And he says, anyone who knows the good that he ought to do and doesn't do it sins. I knew the good that I ought to do. I should have paid for that guy's tire, or at least offered or something. And I didn't do it. And that was sinful. My heart was not in the right place. Now guys, I'm not telling you that you need to go find somebody who needs a tire and buy them a tire. But I'm sure you have faced many opportunities every day to do some good for somebody. To stand up for somebody when they're being picked on. To be honest with somebody when they ask for your opinion. And seriously, to share the gospel with people who need to know about Jesus. We have those opportunities every day, but we let fear stop us. And we say, next time. I'll bring it up next time in the next conversation. The next time they talk about my faith or ask about church or something, I'll talk to them about it the next time. We put it off to another day. And James here reminds us, we don't know if we have that other day. We don't know if we're going to get another opportunity. So guys, my challenge to you from this passage is take advantage of every opportunity that you have to do good and to share the gospel. And be mindful every day. Look for those opportunities. And then when they come, not if, but when, do something about it. You know the good that you ought to do, so do it. And I'll see you next week. Adios.